What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the LALAL.AI YouTube channel. In this video, I want to show you guys how to make beats like Justin Bieber's new album, Swag. Now, this is an album that I've personally been absolutely obsessed with. I am such a big fan of the production, everything from the way it's mixed, composed, the vocals on it. And I want to show you guys how you can use LALAL.AI's website to basically dissect the songs from this album and learn how to make your own Justin Bieber type beats. So let's get started. So what I want to do here is, I do know that a lot of the album shares a lot of the same production elements, but I want to take two songs. I want to take Go Baby and First Place, and I basically want to run them through LALAL.AI, which is a website that uses AI to extract instruments from any song that you feed it. So you can use this website to take out the vocals from the instrumental, but then you can also take out the drums, guitars, bass, piano, etc. I'm going to use this first as a tool to understand all of the production elements that go into these songs, basically making my own stem files from the songs on the album, and then studying that, seeing how they made it, and making my own Justin Bieber type beat. So right from here, I'm going to start by separating the drums, and I'm just dragging and dropping the audio file into LALAL.AI. Yeah, I love that. It's so clean. I'm basically going to go through the different options to separate a lot of other things like the bass, guitars, piano, synths, and make my own stem files. And then we can kind of like dissect, this track and the other one. All right, so check this out. Through LALAL.AI, I've basically made my own stem files from these two tracks. So for Go Baby, I basically took the drums just so I can kind of like isolate these and learn from them. The bass and the synthesizers. And I did the same with First Place. For me as a producer, I know something that really helps me is basically like reverse engineering. I love to basically hear a full song and then kind of zero in on the specific instruments and elements that make that song what it is. So that's one reason I love using LALAL.AI, is that it gives me a chance to, focus on the drums on their own, think about how to make drums like this. This is basically cool to do for multiple songs because I know on this album there are a lot of similarities, but I can just kind of listen to the drums from, both songs and see how I can basically do that for myself. So for the Go Baby drums, they sound like this. Kind of like an 80s Lindrum inspired, sample. Listening to the First Place drums too. It kind of has that like retro 80s kind of nostalgic type of drums. I'm definitely going to pay attention to that when I'm making my own Justin Bieber type beat. Listening to the bass, I know the Go Baby bassline is just a really low kind of muted bass guitar. And the First Place bass is, I think it's still kind of really muted, but I think this one is more of like a synth bass. Might even be kind of layered, like a deep sounding, bass guitar with a synth. Basically, what we want is a really deep, muted bass line. And then the synthesizers too, I think there are similarities. In Go Baby, I know it has these kind of like warm analog synth chords that are kind of paired with some like ambient drones, some synths with a bunch of, reverb and delay on them, basically creating this whole ambient soundscape, warm but luxurious sound. So now that we know this, we can basically take the knowledge that we just learned and recreate a Justin Bieber type beat from ourselves. One thing that we can do now that we have these instruments split is we could even take drum samples from the one of the tracks and use that. Let's look up some other like 80s style drums. We'll just get some more kind of like percussion elements in here too. Now let's go for those synths. We want that kind of analog sound. want to just kind of soak that in some reverb. The real magic is going to come from doing like ambient drone samples and kind of like ear candy, where we want to make this, you know, like I was saying, this kind of epic soundscape, but we want to soak in reverb, and we, you know, kind of want to tuck it away in the back a little bit. And for the bass, we definitely want to get that kind of like deep bass sound. I'm going to go for the kind of like analog sound because I really just like the really low, deep, soft bass sound. We can even add just like a couple of more like ear candy type of things to sprinkle in here. So hopefully this has helped you guys make some Justin Bieber type beats for yourself. Like I said, me as a producer, one thing that's always helped me is that concept of reverse engineering, and using LALAL.AI is a great way to basically make those stem files of the specific instruments so you can really pay close attention to them and recreate them for your own beats. If you guys want to check out LALAL.AI and all of the other cool stuff we have going on, all that stuff is going to be in the description. And if you want to see more videos like this, please consider hitting that subscribe button. Thanks so much for watching, guys. I will see you in the next video.